Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Matt with Hostmatic, and you're here because you want to learn how to set up Google Search Console for your new website. Whether you're a short-term rental just getting started, maybe you're an existing property or hotel, something like that, you want to know how to set up Search Console. Well, it's the first thing that I do with my websites before even getting my analytics account set up, so that Google can start to index my site right away, because that does take some time to do. And so what we're going to do is use Google Search Console to let Google know that the website exists, and we can also specify which pages we want them to index or to display on search. And normally this is done with a sitemap. Now, if you're using WordPress or some what you see is what you get, pre-built editor or something like that, normally you either have a sitemap available from whoever's giving you the website application, or if you're using WordPress, you can go to the marketplace and search for a plugin. Just type in sitemaps. Otherwise, it will be beyond the scope of this tutorial. Google Search Console, formerly Google Webmaster Tools. You go to search.google.com and you can see here that we're going to be able to measure your site search, traffic and performance, fix issues, yada yada yada, optimize content. And if you go to the bottom, you're gonna have a little bit of further reading. They do have some additional information on like how you can optimize your site with SEO, and Google's a good source for that because you're obviously trying to rank higher on Google search. So you can check out their SEO tips in their knowledge base, which is at support.google.com/webmasters, and at the bottom of the page. Enough about that. Let's sign up by creating an account. And you can have for myself or to manage my business. And if you're not going to be, using Google local search, where you kind of like show up on the side with your name of your business and ratings and all that, you can just say for myself, or you can just click manage my business, which will give you more of those business features. Okay, agree to the terms. Of course, we read through it. Now it's time to put in our domain, or you can see here a URL prefix if you only have a subpage within the domain, and especially if you don't have your own domain name, but maybe you're hosted at some website that gives you a temporary domain name. And so you need to actually prove that you're the owner of the domain, and you do that by creating a text record. If you need help, you can definitely check out. So it should be pretty straightforward. Personally, I use Cloudflare, and I would totally recommend it no matter who you're hosting with. Okay, so I've set up my text record. I should be able to verify now. There we go. So now I'm the owner. I'm going to go to my property for the first time. And if you want, you can go through the little wizard overview. So again, this is the first step to getting your property or your listings online, because when you have your website, Google will take time organically to find the site and index it, but this is how we can get them to know about the website sort of right away within 24 to 48 hours, and we can also start getting some feedback from Google in terms of how our site is optimized for performance and readability, and that'll hurt you on the search results if it's not legible or there's some things that Google doesn't like in particular. And so let me just sign in with an actual account where I've got some potential data here. Okay, so I've got 3 total web search clicks. Mind you, this is being recorded very early into the website. So I can get an overview of my clicks on this little chart here, which is almost a month. And then I've got coverage, which will show me my errors and my valid pages, the experience from Google's perspective, and any enhancements such as breadcrumbs, site links, search box. So to dive further, we can look at full performance to see really what's happening. So clicks versus impressions, the average click-through rate, and average position. So a lot of room here for improvement, obviously. And down here, I've actually got some of the keywords that were typed into search to find the website, or at least be displayed for the website under queries. So offsite analytics, offsite web analytics tools, and so forth. So you can see here that there was just impressions but no real clicks. That gives me an indication of sort of what people are searching for that I'm coming up for. So is this relevant, and do I need to change the content on my website, to come up more for the searches? So if I have a property in, for example, the Plateau of Montreal, well, I'd want to optimize my website for Plateau Montreal and expect to see those keywords in the queries. And then if I see that there's a lot of impressions but not a lot of clicks, I can then take a look at my site in a little bit more detail. For example, the titles of each page in the description, which is more the SEO side of it, and see maybe why it's not converting. Maybe it's simply that people weren't interested in rentals, but they're interested in the area, or maybe there's a competitor with a more compelling copyright. Which means title and description more appealing. Just as you would do on Airbnb to rank your listing higher and get more clicks, and same thing. And so now we can see which clicks we're getting for which pages, and that's the list here, and then how many impressions are showing up. So I can see here that this article is doing significantly better than any other page, which is unsurprising considering that the other pages are sort of just placeholders. Then you've got your country information, devices, and this could be actually quite useful if you're trying to optimize further the experience for your users to figure out, are people looking more on desktop or mobile at my website? And so you're going to want to make sure that maybe you go through the mobile site and make sure everything's formatted properly, it looks fine, the booking process is easy, and so on. So if we go back to our pages, I want to take a look a little bit further at this particular link. I can see how Google looks at it on the search engine. So you're going to see here that the page has been crawled and I can view it, and that it's been indexed but not submitted in sitemap. So I did talk about the sitemap before, that you're going to want to maybe get a sitemap and upload that so Google knows exactly all your URLs. In this case, they've already indexed it organically, which took a lot more time than if you were to submit a sitemap with your URLs in them. Okay, so if I've made changes to the site, or the page rather, I can click request indexing for Google to expedite another scan of the page and get it re-indexed accordingly. So right now I've got no errors, and you're going to want to pay attention to the coverage. So just make sure that if you have errors, you fix them, you clean them up. Google will send you an email also if there's indexing errors, so look out for those emails, because you don't want to get penalized for nonsense, basically. So here's where you would submit your sitemap, and normally it's domain.com/sitemap.xml, something very similar. So you're going to throw that URL in here and submit it, and then Google is going to go through the list and it's going to index them. And now that it knows about the sitemap, it's going to check back periodically for new and removed links. And if you don't want to wait for them to do that, you can come over here and make a request for removal of those links. So I don't have enough data for the page experience, but that'll give you more information on the usability and other statistics. Now, Google will report on any errors with the breadcrumbs, and a breadcrumb, referred to as a trail, this could be like site.com/properties/plateau. And so properties would be the breadcrumb, and then the main.com would be the breadcrumb before that. So it's like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. In either case, it's going to let you know if there's an issue with that, because sometimes that trail of links that got you to that page, there might be an error in between. So if you have more than one property, you can, meaning like more than one domain or sub URLs, you can continue to add more of those URLs and domains that you manage, and that can be done through add property here. And then you can kind of inspect and manage everything in one place. One new thing that they added here was Search Console Insights. So provides content creators with the data they need to make informed decisions and improve their content. And so it's really cool because it's going to help you, better your content and also get that SEO performance up too. So what are the best performing pieces of content? How are the new pieces of content performing? How do people discover your content? What people are searching for before they visit your content? Really cool. And what article refers users to your website and content. And this is really cool because before, like the data that we just looked at now, I would have to, pick out and analyze that data and kind of see like where everything's coming from. As I said, with those keywords, it's, well, now you're trying to figure out, is somebody looking in this area for property and they just didn't like my particular site? Or maybe they were looking for that area, but not for like a property to stay in or whatever your business might be. Actually, Google's trying to use more AI and they're trying to make it simpler for people that aren't really experts, which most cases people are not, and really just break down the easy form of what we want to know. Hey, how's my content working? How can I make it better? And they've done some of that in Google Analytics, which I'm going to cover in the next video actually, and take you through that journey. And then we can really start to harvest data that's going to help you increase your traffic and hopefully your bookings, obviously, which is what you're probably trying to do. So I don't have enough data right now, and I haven't linked Google Analytics, which it says here to do, because Analytics is really gathering all that data that we want. And then what this page is going to do is break it down very easily, show you your top pages, what their ranking is on Google, and so forth. And I'll show you what that looks like. So there's enough data that Google's already giving us statistics. And we're going to see our results, how many clicks for the most search queries, and then you've got the most trending queries. So that can really help us jump on to what's new and what's exciting, what's hot, what people are looking for, and sort of optimize our SEO or our titles or descriptions accordingly. So the bottom line here is that if you're just getting started with your website, you want to collect as much information as possible, and we're going to do that with analytics in the next video, but just make sure that your website is submitted to Google and it's indexing your pages and it knows about your sitemap. So when you add a blog or a page or could be a new property, that is going to get pushed to Google through the sitemap without you having to manually intervene. Yahoo and Bing also have a similar console for web admins, and you can also do the same thing. Submit your site for indexing, let them know about your XML sitemap, and they're going to show you any errors and as well how you are showing up on the search performance for those respective sites, which we're not going to cover today, obviously. But I hope this is a little bit helpful. I know it's boring and it's long, but hey, if you're doing this yourself, you're doing the right thing and you're starting off the right way. Once it's set up, you just have to go in periodically. If all you care about is errors, you're going to get those emails, like I said. But definitely check the insights here. We'll dive into Google Analytics next. So good luck in your marketing journey. Hope you get your site up and running, and please leave any comments or questions down below. I'll be happy to get some feedback as first video as we're getting the ball rolling, what people are interested in terms of marketing their short-term rental, Airbnb, hotel, etc. What can we help with? We'll see you soon, and good luck.